Good evening. I'm Dr. Fred Rouse, the Real Money Doctor, and I want to do today's daily recap of events that affect the way you get, protect, and enjoy your money, your life, and your retirement. It's currently it's actually 7 o'clock on Thursday, June 4th. And the question for today is, are you ready for a pool party? And I'll get to that in just a few minutes. For now, as we do every day, or we've been doing any day since we've started this show, I want to touch base on the number of COVID cases, see exactly where we're at, because this is nowhere near quite over yet, even though everybody makes it feel like it is. So right now, there's 1,867,000 cases right now. That's another 20,000 cases overnight. The current deaths are at 107,000, almost 108,000 deaths right now. Okay, that's, again, just overnight. Okay, that's another 892 since yesterday. 892 people died since yesterday. So a lot of people are acting like this is all going away. It hasn't yet. Okay, but we'll get to that in a little bit. New York State is the number one leading state with the number of cases. They have 374,000 cases right now. They're up 1,000 cases since yesterday. The number of deaths in the state right now, God, they're up to 30,000 deaths right now. It's 151 since yesterday. 151 people have died in New York State since yesterday from COVID. Now, New Jersey still has the singest. Wow. My math doesn't want to keep up with my brain tonight. It's okay. New Jersey has the second highest number of cases right now at 162,000 cases. They picked up another 460 cases since yesterday. The current deaths are in New Jersey are 11,970. That's about 90 more than yesterday. So they're making some little bits of improvement there. Illinois has a number 3 spot, followed by California, Massachusetts, Pennsylvania is at number 6, Texas is at number 7, Michigan is 8, Florida is at number 9, and Maryland rounds out the top 10. Okay, the death rates obviously have come down since this got started several months ago, and that's a good thing. However, there's still a lot of people still dying. Okay, a lot of people are still dying, and okay, each one of these people, okay, it affects their family, and for some reason, okay, a normal reason, if you haven't been personally affected, you don't notice anything. It's easy to say this is just a big hoax or a media hype. If, on the other hand, you're one of the people who has had someone die in your family, a friend or a coworker, or you're working on the front lines in a hospital treating these people, it's a whole different story for you. And it's just important to understand the differences between the 2 points of view. Neither one of them is wrong, but neither one of them is seeing the other person's point of view, and they don't have their shared experiences. Now, what's happening is all 50 states have reopened to some degree. Some states actually never really closed down. There's still no treatment. There's still no vaccine. Okay, that's ready for widespread use. They're talking about a vaccine. Dr. Fauci is talking about it, that they're going to go ahead and have 1 million doses of this vaccine before January, before the end of the year. However, the vaccine has yet to be tested yet. So they're trying to get a jump on the production even before they even know if it's going to work or not. So again, there's still two groups of people in the U.S. Okay, those that have been directly affected, okay, by coronavirus, either because they, a family member, a friend, a coworker, have had it, or they work on the front lines directly treating people that have it. And then there's the other group that they personally don't know anyone who's had COVID. They don't socialize with anyone on the front lines, front healthcare workers, and they don't have the same impact. Now, if you're in that second group, okay, you have a really hard time understanding what all the fuss is about. You really do. And it's easy to chalk it up to media hype, all overblown, because again, you don't have that personal experience. However, if you're in the first group, though, if you're in that first group, you can't understand why everyone is not taking this much, much more seriously. Now, either way, most people seem to think at this point in time that this is sort of manageable right now with the masks and social distancing, even the current number of deaths, as long as, it's not directly one of your family members. Okay, it seems manageable. However, that will quickly change once there's a major spike in cases and in deaths. And that's likely to happen with everything that's happened in the news, all the protests that are out there, all these people, only part of them wearing masks, but whatever it is, okay, they're really on top of one another. And again, you can carry this thing for 14 days or so before you show any signs and symptoms whatsoever. So it's a problem. But that really brings me to the question for today is, are you ready for a pool party? And it seems like a strange question, especially, here I'm talking about the events of the day and what the hell has a pool party got to do with your life, your retirement, and your money. Well, the weather's breaking right now. And as basically Memorial Day is really broken by a lot. And we're quickly getting into the summer mode. And people seem to be adjusting to the new norm of masks and social distancing. A lot of stores are starting to reopen. Okay. Even Disneyland, Universal are reopening. I think some of the casinos in Vegas are open today. Now, as the weather heats up, okay, you would routinely have little concern over jumping into a public pool during a normal summer. However, this summer, in our minds, this is not normal. There are pressing issues here. Okay, most everybody, whether you believe it's hype or not, you're still concerned with your health and your wellness. You've got concerns there. And you're concerned about contracting and possibly spreading COVID. Now, but the weather's getting hotter, and a swim can offer a really, really much needed relief, and it really hasn't got that bad yet. Wait until we have a string of 90-degree days. You're going to be looking for that pool someplace. Okay, so you can you really safely go into a public pool? That's a good question. And the good news is that the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says, yeah, there's really no evidence that COVID can be spread through humans through the use of recreational waters. That's what they said. Now, that includes waters on lakes, oceans, properly chemically treated public pools, and water parks. However, just because the water itself isn't a concern for the CDC, your activity in and around the water can still pose healthcare risks during this pandemic. And again, a lot of people seem to think it's over. It's not over. And again, if you know someone that's had COVID or you work in the front lines, you definitely know it's not over. If you're in part of the country that you or your family just don't know anyone at all who's contracted COVID, you just hear about it on the news, then you think this is all make-believe at this point in time. People panicking for no reason at all. But again, you've got two different well-defined camps depending on their personal experiences. Now, you really have to maintain social distancing in and out of the water. Okay, chlorine and bromide are disinfectants, and they use them in the water, and that's fine for the public pools. Okay, however, health experts are mainly concerned with passing coronavirus from person to person. Now, Robert Quigley, he's a regional medical director for a travel risk and mitigation company, International SOS, and he holds a PhD in immunology. And he said, we know coronavirus is very effectively transmitted through aerosol droplets. Just because you're in the water doesn't give you authorization to violate the 6-foot rule. Now, understand, when you're in the water, not only you splashing about, but more often than not, you get a mouthful of water, you're blowing water out of your mouth and your nose. Okay, now you're introducing droplets that go and extend a considerably different distance than if you weren't in the water and didn't create that many droplets to begin with. Now, wear a mask when you're around the pool. In addition to staying 6 foot away from people, you don't want to live with a mask, outside of the water, but you can't wear it all the time. I understand that. And if you're going to hop in the water and hop out of the water, you can't be every minute in and out. It doesn't work that way. But if you're going to be out for a couple minutes, put a mask on. Okay, now, Wes Long, the president of Stargard Elite, it's a company that develops training and safety operations for aquatic facilities like water parks, said that everyone who is not in the water should wear a mask. But how that's applied and enforced really comes down to each facility. Now, whether the face mask is technically mandatory will vary from place to place. For example, at a recently opened Hawaiian Falls water park in Roanoke, Texas, employees are required to wear face masks throughout their entire shifts. At SeaWorld water parks, okay, and they've got a few of these, guests over age 2 will be required to wear a face mask during their visit. Now, can you go to a pool party but avoid the crowding? Yeah, it's probably a good idea. Okay, there may be hope for the summer pool parties, but they won't look like the ones you're used to. Now, the show can go on if there's still proper distancing. Now, according to Long, he said instead of discouraging a client from having pool parties this summer, he'd have them just reduce the capacity, okay, dramatically. If one previously hosted 1,000 people in a facility, okay, now it really should be counted around 250, 400 people or so. Okay, create pool environments where you're not going to have a large congregation of people like you have in prior years. That's what he said. Now, ultimately, the facilities such as Hawaiian Falls and many of the other clients that he has are able to adapt their operations. Now, once you're having fun in the sun, it can really be difficult to keep the coronavirus pandemic front in your mind. I mean, you've been working all week, maybe for several weeks. It's 9 degrees outside. It's been 9 degrees for a couple of days, maybe 3 or 4 or 5 days. You get in the pool to cool off, and coronavirus is not the top thing on your mind. I understand that. And then again, you get some people, okay, they're drinking alcohol and they let their guard down and they breach the rules. They know they shouldn't, but things just happen. Now, I would think it would behoove any organization, the YMCA or any other public facility that has a pool, that their lifeguards are further trained on enforcing social distancing in and out of the water. So you're going to see a little bit more of that. If you've been in any of the stores recently, again, I was in Lowe's a couple weeks ago, and the cashier, people lined up trying to check out, and the cashier is telling people to back up, okay, making certain that everybody's got 6 feet between them. So you can imagine that lifeguards are going to be doing the same thing. Now, be mindful of pool and water park facilities. They're shared facilities. Okay. Another threat to pool visitors is the common areas shared by the guests. Any touch point, like a picnic table, a locker, a handrail, lounge chair, okay, public restroom, may be cause for concern, as the coronavirus can live on those surfaces, although it's a little bit more difficult to spread by touching a contaminated surface, okay, according to the CDC. Now, again, remember, originally, this was thought to live for almost a month or so on inanimate surfaces. Now they're saying not quite so long. Again, this changes over time as they find out more information. Okay, as they have more experience with things, they get different information and they modify things as they go. Remember way back when originally, oh no, don't wear a mask. Okay, but as they found out, oh yeah, the masks actually work at stopping the virus from spreading from you to someone else, not necessarily from someone else to you. That's why we're wearing the masks. Now, many establishments with pools, such as hotels and water parks, are adopting new cleaning protocols. They try and tackle the issue of common surfaces. Now, Natalia Schumann, she's an executive vice president and a chief executive officer of Bureau Veritas North America, It's a testing and inspection certification services that her company offers. And she's partnered with Las Vegas Sands. And she recently said hotels will be thinking about, every detail to assess all kinds of risks and respond appropriately to keep people safe. First, clean and disinfect any surfaces that are touched by guests and staff at least twice a day, paying particular attention to door handles, pool handles, showers, changing rooms, and lounge chairs. And then even with the hotels and business taking all these extra cleaning precautions, it's still important to be vigilant on your own about washing your hands as things go on. So here we are. Tons and tons of things going on, especially in this past week. You get the pandemic, or it's not pandemic. Depends on your personal experiences. You get the president pushing hydroxychloroquine, or he's not. That depends on your personal beliefs. You get the police killing black folks, or they're not. Again, depends on your personal experiences, which you've seen. Now, they're protesting, and there's rioting because of the police killing black people, or there's not. That all depends, on what you believe, what your experiences are, and what you believe. Now, there's just lots and lots of shiny objects that get you diverted, and there's lots of people stirring up the pot to get you focused on the differences, trying to give you someone to blame for your current lot in life. Life is too short. Don't let people or circumstances divert you from your long-term life goals. Now, if you don't know what they are for you, you've already been diverted. Spend some quiet time, with your mind. See what's going on. Decide what you want to accomplish in your life. Write it down. Write it down and do something every day that gets you closer to that goal every day. Doesn't mean you're going to achieve it overnight, but you got to make a decision. Remember, if you're not working on your long-term lifetime goals, you're working for somebody else to help them get theirs. So, because when this is all over, said and done, at the end of the day, there are the 1% to 2% of people that have tons of money, they have tons of power and influence. They achieve their lifetime goals. And then there's the rest of us, just trying to get by. Have a reasonable life, hopefully retire with some dignity and a reasonable lifestyle while we're still young enough to actually enjoy it. Now, you've been doing everything right for years. You've made some mistakes along the way, probably, and that's okay. You've tried to learn from those things, and you've saved some money along the way. And you're pretty certain and that you're nowhere near saved enough for what you need. Now, you've listened to financial advisors, and they keep running off about the 30-year plan. And your 30-year plan is, well, you save $700 to $1,000 a month for 30 years. And at the end of that time, you'll have $1.2 to $1.5 million, and you'll be able to retire and life is happy. However, that 30-year plan hasn't exactly worked out for you. And there have been tons and tons of reasons that have popped up over the years. Now, maybe you were downsized, or you changed jobs maybe a dozen times by the time you were age 50. Maybe you got married really on the younger side of things and it just didn't work out. And you lost a lot of money in a divorce. You still might have some student loans. Or maybe you paid for your kids to go to school. Maybe you co-signed for their loans and they can't pay them back and you're on the hook for them. Things just happen in the last 20, 30 plus years of your life. And now you're just scrambling around trying to figure out how to make the best of what you got. And if you're at the point now where you realize that you have very few options other than working until the day you die, if your health holds up that well, maybe you're at the point now that you know you need to take control of your life and your money, and you're willing to take some action to do that. Now's a good time. Now, I'm a retired certified financial planner. I'm a multiple best-selling author. I've spent close to 40 years working with select individuals and small businesses with 0 to 6 employees. I've shown them, and I can show you, how to get control back in your life and get the cash flow that you'll actually need so you can retire the next 3 to 5 years. Now, I can't help everyone. I really can't. I'd like to, but I can't. It's just not physically possible for me to do that. But maybe I can help you. Go to my site, drrousenow.com. There's a 12-minute video that explains the program. If you're interested, schedule a call. At least we can talk to see if I can actually help you or not. Okay. It doesn't cost you anything. Okay. You can't buy anything on the call. The reason for the call, the only reason is I just want to see, do you really have a need or not? If you do, can I actually help you? And then third, do I think that we can work together? I'm Dr. Fred Rouse, the Real Money Doctor. My only goal is to help you get, protect, and enjoy your money, your life, and your retirement. Now, I appreciate spending some time with you tonight. And I look forward to spending some more time with you tomorrow around 7 o'clock or so. Like and share this video. I'll be posting this on my YouTube channel, The Real Money Doctor, probably tomorrow morning sometime. And again, I look forward to seeing you tomorrow around 7 o'clock. Thank you.